Hey everyone, back again. It's the Greyman here again. It's the first interview I've had for ages actually. The last couple of weeks the interviews have all fallen through for some reason or another. So I'm pleased to be talking to Evilon, a couple of guys from Evilon from Sweden. We've chatted before on one of our Friday night hangouts, but now we touched on some of your band stuff then, but we're going to get more in depth with it now, find out what's been going on with you guys, what's coming up. First off, do you want to introduce yourselves? What do you do in the band?
Well, I'm Kenneth.
I play guitar and
I think we might have some lag issues.
It seems.
Yeah.
We both play guitar.
Both guitar. Johnny do vocals as well?
Yeah, I do the lead vocals.
Lead vocals, yeah.
As well as the guitar, yeah.
Yeah. And so I always like to normally ask what's in a name. What is the name Evilon? Where does it come from? Is it just evil with on put on the end of it, or does it come from somewhere? Is it an old word or something? Or it's a different one? What's the story?
Yeah, basically it's a game, a word of games. Basically, it's I always been intrigued by the word Avalon. Because of the mysterious island and all that stuff.
Yeah, from the Arthurian legends.
Yeah, with the King Arthur and all that stuff.
That's not right. That's English legends. You should be like Swedish legends. What's going on?
Yeah, sure. But this was before we started this whole, Viking style, if you can say it like that. So I wanted the band name to be Avalon, but that was already taken by a Christian band.
Right.
So I thought, we play kind of evil music, so I think Avalon and Evilon and
that's cool.
So it
works.
Nothing more than that.
Yeah, no, it works though. It's good. It's good to hear the story of where it came from, kind of thing. And it's interesting because so when you started, like you nowadays you describe yourself as folk metal, don't you? Like when we was chatting, so folk metal is the tag that you describe yourself, the genre. But before that, it was like folk melodic death metal, wasn't it? I believe a little recently. So because you started off with Evilon, not really doing any legends, but now you kind of moved into doing that kind of. How did that transition start? I mean, when you first started, was there any mythology in there, or was it completely different kind of subject matter?
I think it's I don't know. We started as a more melodic death metal band, if you can say like that, like In Flames.
Yeah,
more like that. But when time went by, we got more and more melodic, and I think it's kind of Two does all the melodic stuff on the guitars, so it's mostly because of him. It's began to be more like folk music and more like Swedish folk music, medieval folk music. So it's something that happened in time. So every album, if you listen to it, the first album was not that melodic. It was more like regular melodic death metal. But the Leviathan album was much more melodic and much more folkish. And now the single is the most
recent one,
most folkish.
Yeah, it's got a real kind of.
And I think it's a real melodic, and I think that the next album will be the most melodic one ever, and it's very much folk influences in that one.
Yeah, well, it's got a nice kind of folk kind of vibe to it, a nice kind of folk rhythm, but it's still like the vocals are still heavy though, aren't they? The vocals are still harsh, so it's still got that biting edge to it as well. But it's got the beautiful kind of rhythm, the beautiful tune going on behind it. Like that one, was it Path of? I can't remember the name of the song now. Path or something to do with Path. But whatever the single was called, we've played it a few times. Walk of the Damned. That's it, not Path. Yeah. Walk of the Damned. Did you mention Path in the song? Did you say the word Path in the song? On the path of the something, I don't know, but yeah, 'cause I played that a few times, and like it's kind of like it's a good catchy tune. That one, it's a good catchy tune. We'll probably play it again later on as well. Talk about the video as well at some point. But yeah, so who was it who brought the folk in? Was it you said it was Ken who brought the folk in, the folk sound in, or did it just kind of happen between you both? Who was the first one who said, "What about this riff?" And you went, "Oh, that's a bit different." Who was the first one to come up with a riff that was like, "Oh, that's a bit different to what we normally do, but that sounds good."
We had even though we called our music more melodic death metal earlier, we had a lot of melodies and a few even folkish melodies, and we thought that sounded good. And I've liked folk music for many years.
Right.
I think I first started listening to it back in the 80s, even when I listened to only death and thrash metal. I liked classic and folk music. And Johnny disappeared.
Yeah, I got very in trouble. He's back. He's back.
Hello again.
But it has evolved over time, and both me and Johnny like folk music, and even the other guys were interested in having, even though they don't write music, the drummer and the bass player, but they wanted us to play more melodic and folk, and so it naturally evolved, and we wanted it ourselves. It felt like more like, in a strange way, we felt that Evilon is folk metal.
Yeah.
So we strived towards that all the time. We wanted it to sound folk metal, but in the early days, if you can call it, 2015, we only wanted to. We had played in a heavy metal band earlier, me and Johnny together, and we wanted more heavy music, more energetic, and so we wrote a lot of heavy. Inspired by myself, I was inspired by Opeth and a lot of both death metal and black metal. But nowadays it's more listen to medieval music, listen to folk music, and get inspiration from where I live. Surrounded with wood, and try to make an Evilon sound around it. I don't try to make it death metal. I don't try to make it this or that. Make it sound good. I think it sounds like folk metal nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that the music is more basic nowadays, if you can say it like that. It's the vocals and the melodies does more work, and it's not that technically anymore in a certain way.
All right. Interesting. So would you say this is like a progression then? So you've done like the heavier stuff, and now it's like suddenly you want a melody, and you're listening to folk, and it's like, I mean, is there any particular folk bands there, or any particular folk, like, is it traditional like songs from like history, or is there like a modern kind of folk scene that you listen to, or you said you medieval stuff you listen to as well? What kind of?
I think a lot of old medieval and folk music inspired me, and not so much. I take inspiration from modern folkish bands, if you could call it. Both me and Johnny we are big fans of, for example, Winter Sound, but they are not traditional folk metal band, but they have a lot of folk melodies in the music.
Yeah.
They make incredible music. But I've listened to some Ensiferum and different, but not that much. I try to make it my own, but I take inspiration from them. They can do it, then we can do it.
It's
get
kind of
energy from it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with like folk metal, because you listen to it and you go, "Oh, that's folk metal." But then you say, "Well, how can you describe the melodies? What makes a melody a folk metal melody rather than a normal metal melody?" It's like, is there such a way of of differentiating? You just hear it, and that's kind of folk metal. But I don't know what it is about it that makes you realize that, if you know what I mean.
I think Kenneth has to answer that one.
But you know what I mean, though?
I don't want to get too technical because
No.
nobody understands it. But I'm an educated music teacher, so I speak very complex sometimes.
Right.
But it has to do with certain notes in the melodies.
Right.
What you can say, you point on certain notes in the scales and melodies that makes it more folk.
Right.
But it's the same, actually same notes as in any music you listen to, but just the way how you point on some notes.
So you're like
in work with in symbiosis with others that makes it folk-ish.
right. Okay. Yeah.
So
It's
a way on.
Yeah, because I'm not a musician myself, but it's just something about when you listen to a folk band. Oh, yeah, that's folk, and you kind of know why, but you can't sort of say, oh, it's folk because, and it's just like it's something to do with the guitars, but I don't know what the guitars are doing that makes it folk and not just straight up metal. But you can definitely pick it up, but naming it and working out why it is kind of a tricky thing. What about the lyrics? The lyrics, and the song subjects, are they getting more folk, more like legends, mythology kind of related since you started down the folk metal path?
Not really. I always take inspiration to my lyrics from my personal life. I usually take experiences and all that stuff from myself, and I just try to make up a tale, if you can say it like that. And then I just add a little bit of spice to make it more folkish and talk about the gods and stuff like that. It's not that I'm not a pagan myself.
I was going to ask about that. Is it not a saga rather than a tale? Did they call it a saga? Is that not the correct term for a folk story?
Precisely. So I just try to make a own story about personal experiences mostly. And sometimes it's just really not about anything really, but mostly from personal experiences.
That's kind of different. A lot of the folk metal band, they have traditional kind of stories, or like talking about the gods, like you say, and talking about mythology and that kind of thing, and folklore and stuff. So you're not into folklore, where just on a personal interest. I mean, are you into that at all? Like, it's just not for necessarily put into your music, but just, have you got lots of interesting folklore from your country?
Yeah, sure. I love the Nordic mythology. Sorry. And I think it's really, really cool. And I have taken much inspiration from that as well. I search for different stories and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a great source of inspiration to take stories from the mythology as well.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot of stories to be told.
I think we all in the band like Norse mythology and the stories, and except from our bass player Björn, he has turned
Converted.
into he has converted from the traditional church and think of himself as Norse. What's it called? A religion or?
There's one called a Sartru, isn't it? Which is there's one called a Sartru, which I think is a modern take on the old Norse kind of religion, I believe. But I think there's a few different ones, isn't there? I don't really follow that stuff myself. I'm just atheist. Just leave it at that. No gods at all.
no, not me either. But I think it's in some way you feel like you are connected to the old Norse mythology and the Vikings and all that, and we got maybe you can see.
Yeah, is that like a traditional kind of? Let's put you on the full screen.
Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer. Yeah.
Both me and Johnny and
Oh, cool. That's good. But you got like history as well, haven't you? You got like a rich history, so many stories in the history. But that's not a thing that you just like all just your own personal stories. So what kind of personal stories have you told or sung about in your songs?
Yeah, where should I start? It's about everything, and I don't like to tell people that that song is about that and that song is about that. I like people to make an own opinion about what the lyrics means to them, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit of the charm, really, to
I guess that's why you put them in a kind of Viking story as well. You don't speak about certain people that you're kind of mad about, or you take it as you go into battle as a Viking, and so you
I like to
yeah.
Exactly.
So is it like kind of symbolic, like using symbolism from the history and
I think so.
But telling personal stories, but translated to like I say a mythology or kind of thing. Give us an example, maybe like for one of the I don't know. I only know the new single. To be honest. I think I've played. I'm sure I've played you on my podcast as well. But I can't remember what I played for you now. What stuff of yours that I played? But is there a particular song like that's the most kind of meaningful to you? Like something that's a real big part of your life that's turned into a story. Does it? When you sing the song, does it take you back to that memory or anything like that?
Yeah, and especially the new songs that we haven't released yet. We have a new song called "A Warrior's Way."
Yeah, I thought about that as well.
Yeah, it's basically a song that I wrote when my grandmother was on her deathbed, so to say. It was just a couple of days before she died, and that song is really emotional. Really, it's both me and Kenneth got goosebumps the first time we played it in the rehearsal. So that song is really, really strong for me.
Yeah,
me as well. But it was your grandma. But I think it's very emotional, and the lyrics don't tell the story. But now you know it, Graham.
Right.
Now you know. So now we have to remember that when we released our new album.
The Warrior's Way, it's called.
Cool. So yeah, when's the new album coming? So is it two albums so far? You had, is it? They're both full length, or is an EP and an album? Oh yeah, EP and an album. So you started. Is it the same lineup since 2015? All the same guys? You all live local, or did you know each other? So you knew each other before you two, didn't you, from a previous band? But how about the other guys?
It's a long time ago, but me and Kenneth knew each other from a previous band. And when we started, it was Björn, right? Who started with us,
and I knew, and I knew Björn from earlier, not playing together, but we had went to the same school and we had spoken, so I knew about it.
Same school, or like from a very young age?
No, music teacher school.
Right,
university.
Right.
And Björn knew Joel, who was our original vocalist. So he joined the band, and Anders, who plays drums, we just made we just searched for a drummer for a long time, and eventually we found him on Facebook, actually.
Right.
So
cool.
he came to us and tried out, and it was a perfect fit on first time, really. And now, when was it? Was it last year that Joel left the band? Yeah, I think it was last year, 1 year ago. And then we tried out with a couple of different singers, and some of them lived far away, and some of them really didn't fit that well. So it ended up with me trying out for it, and it worked out, really.
Yeah, that's good. If you haven't got to get another person, if you can recruit from within, then you might as well, I suppose. That's less people to share the money with when you start doing gigs. When, when all the groupies and that, more for you guys.
It's more like beer and food.
Yeah. Well, what's the part of Sweden that you live in like? It looks quite rural from where you are now. It looks like you live on a farm, or are you like you're out in the sticks? Oh yeah.
Go in the farm.
Western Sweden. In the middle of Sweden, on the west side, on the border to Norway.
Right. Is it close to a big city, or is it actually in a big city or a small town, or is there a scene there for metal?
No, it's a small town, but it's where I live. It's just like 100 kilometers from Oslo, so it's not
That's
that
quite a way. 100 miles.
Yeah.
So it's fairly quiet though where you live. People don't all point and go, "Oh, look, there's the metal people." Like, do you get any like? Sometimes small towns like they look down their noses on like people who are alternative, don't they?
No, not really.
You're okay.
When you come across the border to Norway, there's a lot more metalheads over there. Really.
No.
Much bigger.
They're not all worried you're going to burn the church down or nothing like that.
Yep. And sacrifice a goat or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. How else will you make sure the new album comes out well if you don't sacrifice something? It's got to be done.
Yeah, it's not that far away. We have actually built our own studio now. It's not completely ready yet, but it's soon. So
out in the middle of nowhere, is it? So no one can complain. No complaining neighbours.
Yeah, really. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And when it's ready, we will start recording some drums and take it from there. But
cool.
Yeah, I don't think maybe late this year, but I think more like next year. In the beginning of next year, the album will be out.
Right. So are you going to record it all yourself as well? So you've got a studio for practicing, but also you've got equipment for recording as well? You do it all yourself?
Not everything, but we will get so we can do it all ourselves and just leave the projects over to be mixed and mastered and all that stuff.
Right. Is that because you've said who is going to be someone who worked on your last one, or are you going to get a new person to work on the mastering the new one?
I think that we will use the same one because he was just brilliant. He made it sound exactly the way we wanted it to sound. He found the sound we've been searching for.
The same as who has mixed and mastered the single "Walk on the Dam" now.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that was a single, wasn't it? Because it's not on Metal Archives, and it doesn't come up on Metal Archives. So that was a one-off single you recorded separately from everything. Was it just like you were thinking, "Oh, we haven't done anything for a while. Let's get something out there"? Is that how that came about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We didn't feel like we had time to start work on a new album, but we wanted to release something. So that's the way the single came by.
Yeah. It was a long time and nothing had happened, and we wanted something to, because the whole process with the old singer and vocalist left the band, and auditioning a new vocalist and trying out Johnny and get that to work took a long time. So we felt that people haven't heard of us in a long time. Maybe something has to happen.
And we also wanted the single to be like a way to show the new singer of the band. So that's why it took so long.
I suppose the new style as well, the more folkcore orientated style as well. And it was it's a cracking single. We both love that one. It's really good. But is that your first video as well? Because that video is pretty cool. Was that the first one you ever did? What brought that on? Was it someone you knew who could do it, or did you do that yourself? The video?
No, we did it ourselves actually. Everything from recording the video to to editing and everything. So we have done everything ourselves this time, and I think it turned out really well. Actually.
Yeah, it's decent.
I didn't think it would look that good actually.
Get some noise. You guys get some. I hear some rubbing or some scraping noise or something. I don't know if it's a microphone or something's loose. I don't know. I keep getting a little. I don't know if it's, you hearing it?
Yeah, I can.
Nope.
I don't know really what it is.
I wasn't sure it was from. If you guys know where it's from, it's probably someone got a loose wire or something. Anyway, all right, never mind. Who put that together? Did you you filmed it yourself on your own cameras and you edited yourself? Is that something you knew how to do, or you just learned as you went along?
Björn was the one who, it was new in that sort of way, but Björn has worked on videos before, so he was the one who edited everything, but we have never been recorded in that way before.
Yeah,
so that was a new experience. Yeah.
Was it a long process? Was it a long day? Did you have to take lots of shots, or was it just like,
Yeah, it was. We didn't think that it would be that many people out there.
Was it busy?
Yeah, it was people walking, people bicycling, driving enduro bikes, all that shit. So
did you get some funny questions? Did you get some people saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, and sometimes we have the record a long clip and just noticed it afterward that someone has come from behind and just looked a little bit, and so we had to do everything.
Take the shot again.
Yeah. It was a long day.
Yeah. Is that a well-known, like, cause the basic synopsis of the video, you're all sort of in a cave, aren't you? You're sort of standing outside a cave, you're in a cave. Is that like a well-known, like, local spot? Or is it just like, you've got loads of caves like that around where you are? What is that? Is that got a special name, that place? Or is it just like just a cave?
No, it's just an old, basically an old railway. And a
tunnel.
It's a railway tunnel.
Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't a natural feature then. I was thinking it was a natural feature for a bit. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. I like the way that I didn't notice it. Like, but the third time I watched it, we played it on Thursday. I noticed that you guys were all in black and white, but all this plant life around you is all green. And I was like, I don't know, I hadn't noticed that the first few times. And you're all wearing like a traditional kind of looking sort of garb. Is that something that you've worn previously? Was that the first time you started wearing that getup? And is that going to be part of your like live and like your image now as well?
Yeah, we have had kind of those clothes when we have played live, and the plan is to look pretty much like that in the future live, and we want it fits with the folk metal style. I think that's the reason, and we think it looks good. Yeah, we like that style, and
I've got an embarrassing picture to show. You guys okay if I show an embarrassing picture? Well, it might be embarrassing. Sure. It depends, because this might be a good style for you to look in the future. This is quite. So it was a hot day in the studio, yeah?
It was a really hot day in the studio, yeah. It's like 1 million degrees.
Have you heard, Graham, that sex sells?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, if you want, like, you can get loads of women at your gigs if you just dress up like that in future. You go like the new glam metal, but like hot, sexy, naked men metal. It could be so a mixture of like Chippendales and heavy metal.
We can take it one step further as well. We actually had clothes underneath. Yeah, we don't have to do that live.
That was cool. So so how many gigs have you done then? Have you done a lot of gigs in the past? We haven't spoken about your live sets before. I mean, is it easy where you are? You got places you can go? Have you managed to get out of the country or?
No, it's not easy to get gigs.
No, it's really hard.
Yeah. So we haven't played that many gigs, but we the ones we have played, it has been very nice, most of them.
Yeah.
Except one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is that a story worth hearing? Have you
No,
written
it was just.
have you written a
It was
song
just
about it?
no, not yet. But it was they told us that we would get food and drinks and all that, and we got there and got a cold lasagna and paid
Oh,
for like 5 people or something like that, so it was worthless.
oh
Well,
man.
it's a long story, but we were supposed to have a sound check at we call it in English 5 p.m.
Yeah.
But then no, we have to wait. They are eating downside, so maybe we wait until 7 p.m. And then they told us after that, we have to wait until was it 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Wait, because down under there was a restaurant and they were watching football and they had to see the football game finished before we could do the sound check.
Oh my god.
But we drove for 350 kilometers. Yeah, very long time. If it were close at home, I had said F you, and we had went home. But
yeah.
it was a long travel.
But they told you to get there for 5 for the sound check, and then they waited till you got there before they told you it was going to be at 9 o'clock. So you were twiddling your thumbs for 4 hours.
Yeah, and when we eventually got the sound check, all the football hooligans from down below went up and just disturbed everything, and it was terrible.
Oh god. Oh man. What football team was that anyway? What football team was that?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you got a few there. You got a few football teams there, yeah. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not that familiar with Swedish.
I like sports. I like football. I watch a lot of World Championship hockey now. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Great Britain won a match as well for the first time in many years.
What, in ice hockey? Or is it hockey or normal hockey?
Ice hockey. Yes,
ice hockey. Yeah. Okay, cool. I don't really follow
that. Not when it interferes with our gig.
Yeah.
So, nice. No.
Yeah, they shouldn't be putting on a very gig if it's going to be a crowd like that, is it? It's just kind of like badly organised. Or it could have been the fact.
Now you went out, Graham. I don't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you're back.
Oh, good. I said something really funny. That's all you need to know. It was very intelligent and very funny. I can't remember what it was now, but trust me on that. That's what I said. So
we can laugh if you want.
We can. Yeah, if you laugh now, I can edit in later.
That's what's a good one.
Okay, so right. So the new album. So you haven't started it yet, but you've got all the songs already written, though, haven't you? But you wait until you've built the studio fully before you start recording them, or are they already started recording?
All the demos is ready, really. All the songs is ready. We have songs for a full album. So next step is basically to record the drums, then the guitar. Then the bass, and then the guitars, and then the vocals again.
Right.
So the demos is already done.
Yeah. You got a time frame when you think it will be likely to come out this year or early next year?
Hopefully late this year, man.
Yeah, hopefully late this year, but I think maybe early next year.
Right.
If I have to be pessimistic.
Yeah, pessimistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last album, The Fire Film, came out on Wormhole Death. Is that something? Have you got a deal with them? Would they be bringing the new album out as well? Or will you shop it around once you've got it ready?
I don't know. It depends really. I don't know how we will release the new album yet, but it could be by ourselves, maybe. But also maybe a whole new label. yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, so you have to wait till it's ready, then you can shop it around and see what the best deal is, I suppose.
Yeah,
we only had the deal for one album with Worm of Death.
Right.
So, well, we don't know.
Were they good to work with? Did they put the album out there, get it in magazines and that, or how did you find them?
Well, we got a lot of reviews and a lot of radio time and all that stuff, but maybe not that much, sold CDs and stuff like that. But a lot of radio time, as I said, and stuff like that. But not really more than that, I think. Sadly.
No,
it's hard to know though, isn't it? Because you don't know what you would have been like if you went with somebody else, because you didn't take that path, so you don't know what would have happened. You might have gone somewhere else and got worse. It's hard to know.
No, it is, as Johnny said. We got a lot of very positive reviews from magazines, listening to reviewing the album, and quite a lot of radio station played us, but actually it was not more than that. So we kind of felt like maybe there's someone out there who can do more for us.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. It's not easy getting record company interested.
No. I was chatting to a guy a couple of weeks ago, and like he's doing quite well, but they just done it themselves. And like he says, he recommended. He was saying that everyone should just do it themselves, because what you get from the record labels now is it's not worth the effort. They won't put you high up on their business order. They've got other bands to deal with, so they do like a bare sort of amount of stuff. If you do it yourself, I can't remember what his model he was talking about. I was saying you should write a book about it or something, because it seems to be doing quite well. It's like if you do it yourself and you know what you're doing, you can make it successful doing it on your own, and no one takes a cut of it. It's all profit straight back into the band.
Because now we spend like 15 grand on CDs, I think. That's a lot of money, and if we use that to just what's the word? Cannot tell me.
Promote?
Yeah, thank you. To promote it digitally instead, I don't know. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. I don't know, but it's a lot of money.
Would you say you've learned any lessons from the last album that you're taking to the new album?
Yeah, I don't think we are going to print that a lot of physical copies until we know there's a need. There's efterfrågan, Johnny, vad heter det? We're trying to find English words here, but it's a need for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Demand.
The people want it.
Demand.
Maybe we are going to, because now more and more in the metal community, there's some more demands for LPs, old LPs instead of CDs.
Yeah.
And the album Leviathan, we just printed CDs.
Yeah.
And people ask us for LPs. No, we don't have LPs. And so maybe there will be LPs, but they are expensive to print.
Yeah.
So
you have to get like limited edition or do like a one of those online campaign kind of things, the Kickstarter or one of them where people crowdfunding, that kind of thing. Yeah. So if you want a vinyl, pay so and so, and if we get the right amount, then we'll print 200, 300, whatever vinyls out, and everyone who joined the crowdfunder will get their album. That's one way to do it. But
it's I've seen a lot of. I'm searching on YouTube and finding people talking about this, and there's a lot of people, as you said, do it yourself.
Yeah.
But you have to know a lot of stuff to do it yourself. We are trying ourselves now with the single. Speaking to you is a way of seeing us, getting the word out. There's many new ways now that hasn't been before.
That's true.
That maybe record companies don't think about and don't care about. Because I mean, we haven't had any online interviews until now.
Okay.
No, and now
promoting
it's
the
like
single.
6.
Right. It's interesting. I can't remember what I heard. Do you have a PR company that you were sending out your stuff? I can't remember where I heard of you originally.
No, it's actually he has his own Frederick. He has his own kind of PR company working by himself, and he for some cheap money he said I can send to people and help you out.
Yeah.
But we're not working with him now. It was just one deal, and
but it worked out really good actually. For the amount of money we spent, so it's really good.
Yeah, cool.
Was really worth it.
You need to kind of make your own database as well, don't you? I mean, like everyone that mentions you, get their email address, keep it saved. So when you got something to tell them, you can email everyone out, like all the shows or the podcasts that have featured you before, kind of thing. That's one way of doing it.
That's the only way to do it actually, because you need to have contacts to spread word actually. So if you can try to write to different people, but if you haven't been in contact with them before, it's really hard to actually make it.
Any plans for like maybe another single before the album's available, like to keep people interested, or you wait and see how long the album takes?
We have spoke about it. Maybe
a little bit.
A new single and a new video, but that's for not now. But maybe
not
later
now,
on.
But more combined with the album, I think, like maybe a couple of months before the album release or something like that. Could be a good idea.
What about on your social media? Have you started doing stuff on your YouTube channel more? You see, you got the video there, which hopefully we're going to. It's like you kind of like you got to kind of think like an octopus. Like we've got different branches, different arms. Like going out there, getting interest. So Instagram and YouTube, and
it's really hard.
You should all be on TikTok doing dances.
I don't know YouTube. I think YouTube is really hard to. I can't understand how to make it directly.
No.
It's
not easy.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get views and comments.
I've got 3 people watching at the moment. I don't know if you can see there's a little free in the corner, and a few people will probably watch it like further on down the line. But it's hard. Like you keep like interviewing bands. Hopefully they'll watch your stuff as well later on. But it's so much choice. That's the thing. There's so much choice. That's why it's hard for bands to make it now, because like the internet it's good for getting the word out there, but there's oversaturation. People can just, it's just awkward. I don't know. I don't know how.
It's just so many bands out there nowadays. And so many good bands out there nowadays with good music. So it's really hard to stick out.
You got to do it for the love of doing it, really. Yeah, that's the main thing with metal. You got to do it because you love the music and you like making the music. That's the main thing. And if you can get some success on the side as well, then good. But
that's just a bonus.
Yeah. Don't give up the day job. Unfortunately.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
Not this year.
No. So, have you got a name yet for the new album? Is there like or have you ever thought of like doing a concept for an album as well? Like you talk about lots of stuff like quite personal for you. I could see that as maybe you could make a concept out of that somehow, or an event or a series of events that you could. Turn into a story, overarching story. Has that ever been a thought?
I haven't really thought about it that way, but I love concept albums, and that would be really fun to make someday. I don't think the next album will be a concept album though.
No.
And I don't really know the name, but we have a couple of options. If you can say like that.
Did you write all the lyrics even when there was the other singer? Before you started singing, was you still writing the lyrics before?
Not all lyrics, but most of them, I would say.
Yeah.
But Kenneth wrote some lyrics as well, and Joel wrote some lyrics, but not that many.
Yeah.
But I always enjoyed to write lyrics. I don't know why, but I like it. I think it's
Is
fun.
it now that you're doing the main lyrics? I mean, if Kenneth was to make some lyrics up, would you do them, or would you want to be just singing about
Never.
what? Yeah.
Of course of course I would, but
Right.
I don't know. I like it to, Kenneth is in charge of the music nowadays. He writes all the music and I write all the lyrics, and he gets it the way he wants and I get it the way I want, so it's a win-win. Really.
Yeah.
And Björn and Anders just have to play along.
Well, they seem happy with that. That's good. That's fine if they're happy with that. People have got the different roles, and some people like to do the creative process, and some people just like to do the playing, I suppose.
Mm.
It's like my band. I did all the lyrics, and no one even asked about the lyrics. Nobody even cared what I was singing half the time. It's like you got your bit, you do your bit. We'll write the song, and then you make some lyrics for it. That's it. But
that's the best part about growling vocals. You can just sing whatever you want, and no one will ever hear.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, that's right. Any sort of plans for any further progression, like down the folk area, like maybe getting in some traditional instruments or something like that? Is that something you've ever thought about doing?
We have talked about a keyboard player for a long time to just fill up a little bit more with all the melodies we have in the songs with the violins and flutes and all that stuff. But it's hard to find people who wants to play, and especially who wants to play metal. But that's one thought that we had for a long time, actually.
Yeah,
because I write for not that much keyboard. Mostly I write it in the sheet music as violins and flutes, mostly.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find violinists and flute players that want to join the metal band around here, because we don't live in the same place, me and Johnny or the others, but we all live at small towns, kind of. So not that many people who wants to join a place that.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be easiest way to just solve it with a keyboard player, using different sounds, and we have talked about it, but we haven't decided that we want one. But we have talked, because in a way you lose. We have some on both the EP and the album, and we'll have on the new album arranged violins and flutes, but when you see us live, we don't have that now, and that's a bit of a shame. But I still want it on the album, because I think it sounds damn good, so I want it there. But we could play with what you got backing tracks, but I don't feel like that either. I think it's better that what you hear is what we play live. There's many bands who have backing tracks that works fine, but
it's a personal choice, isn't it? It's personal choice. Yeah. It's like there's a certain kind of like mindset to being able to produce on the album live. If if half it's being done by backing tracks and stuff like that, it doesn't feel like it's as pure kind of, it's almost cheating, like a little, you think, it's a little cheating because, But I'm not saying anything bad about people who do choose to do it. That's their choice, but like there's a certain pride in being able to recreate from the album in the live environment. So it'd be nice if you can get people into to play those instruments. Have you got a wife or girlfriend you can teach? Say, here's a violin, get learning.
I think it's hopeless.
I try to teach
the new songs. I think works really well without flutes and violins, but of course you lose an element, of course.
Yeah. This fellow with you, Bjorn Waldjan.
Yeah, that's our bass player.
He's wearing the same clothes you guys are wearing, so I thought you might be one of your friends. Apart from when he's naked in the studio. We showed that picture already. We won't show that one again.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We need some censor on that.
I might attract the wrong crowd to my channel. I keep showing that picture of. Man. So, you got any gigs lined up? I know you say it's bloody hard with all the COVID and all that kind of thing. I mean, have live gigs started in your country yet, or are they still not going?
Actually, we have one gig now. In Oslo in January. It's on what do you call it? Oslo Metal Fest? No, Metal Winter Fest.
It's actually it's Oslo Hard Rock Festival, but they have done a special winter festival now. It's called Winter Metal Fest 2022. So it's the capital of Norway, Oslo. So there it's fairly big bands playing as well, and but we play a stage where it's more brutal stuff,
right?
Because in the festival they have everything from melodic kind of hard rock, melodic heavy metal, but we play on a stage where it's more
the good stuff. Stuff. So that's coming up in 2022. That's coming up January 2022.
Yes.
Are you looking for ones in between then, or
maybe?
I don't. Yeah. If the opportunity comes, but the
COVID situation has been really hard here in Sweden, so I don't know.
Yeah. Did you have the that herd immunity? Didn't you? They didn't lock anything down. Was that Sweden or was that another country? So there was one country they didn't do lockdown and they sort of left it open. And
that's Sweden.
That was Sweden.
Yep.
And do you think that was a good idea, or
you could compare Norway, our neighbor country? I think it's not even 200 people who have died.
Right.
Here in Sweden, it's almost 15,000 now.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's not good.
Has Sweden done right? I don't think so. No way.
Doesn't sound like it, does it? Yeah.
It's experimental things with people's lives.
Yeah, exactly. No chances should be taken, really, should they, in those situations? Yes. Crazy.
Norway did a lockdown pretty early last year.
Yeah.
Shut everything down and
and obviously the death toll is a lot lower there, so definitely makes sense. Yeah.
No, but it's difficult with the whole situation in Sweden getting gigs. I don't think we are going to have any gigs this year.
No, not this year, but hopefully next year.
Hopefully next year.
Fingers crossed, man. Because we're kind of like we're getting more. They're easing up now, but then they're like, should we be easing up? Maybe we should. Maybe it's too early to ease up. And some people are saying, oh, don't ease up yet. It always seems to me like whatever you do, good people aren't going to like it, and people are going to like it. And whatever happens, you're going to get blamed for whatever happens. It's like it's not an easy situation, is it? It's not good.
And hopefully we can come and get some gigs in the UK as well. That would be
hopefully.
Really fun.
That'd be cool. Nice. That'd be cool. The trouble is we've got that bloody Brexit as well now here. When we've messed up our blinking like in the EU. Sweden's just you're in the EU now, aren't you? In the EU, aren't you? Yeah. But we're not in the EU anymore, so it's going to be hard for bands going to Europe. But hopefully you can come here. I don't know how the score will work. We'll wait for the COVID to finish, and then we can all just sort of find out, I suppose.
I suppose.
Yeah, let's hope so. What's the best place for people to get in touch with you? I think I've got all the links down below in the blog. So where are you most active? Is your Facebook page?
Yeah, it's the Facebook page. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's the links all down there, and you've got a couple of videos. You got the new Path of the Damned, Walk of the Damned.
Walk of the Damned.
That's on your YouTube. Are you got anything else going on your YouTube at the moment? Any live footage or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. We haven't talked about it. It's possible for us to maybe do one live gig or so before the gig in January. That would be fun.
Yeah.
To just try out the set list, maybe.
I was saying as well, you've kind of you've got a lot of space there. Could you not like put a stage up there yourself? Have your own little festival, Evilon Fest. Get a few bands from different parts of Sweden.
Over there.
Yeah, exactly. Just over there. Get everyone around. You got plenty of space.
For sure.
One field for tents. Get a couple of concessions.
I promise, if I do, you're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like quite a good weekend, actually. Right, we're coming up to the hour now, guys. You got anything else? Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to talk about? We'll play out with your video, I think, because that's always good to listen to again. But anything else? Anything coming up, or anything you wanted to mention?
It's the regular stuff. Follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Have an eye out. We will release new stuff pretty soon. So we are working at just be patient and.
Have you got a lot of the Leviathan albums? You say you spent 15,000 on CD. You got a lot of CDs. Like, can people contact you to get CDs from you, or is that on the Bandcamp?
No, it's from us or from what is it? Amazon, I think.
Okay, so Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So people can just search that on Amazon. Then that's good.
Yeah.
Right, and or they can contact you on Facebook as well, and you can buy it from you on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, please do, because I need to get rid of all that shit.
Yeah.
We'll get signed copies.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Get signed copies.
Maybe we should print out that picture you showed before.
Yeah. Yes. This signatures on that. Sign that and send it off with any CD that you sell. You got T-shirts and that as well.
I'm trying to look at some comments someone wrote, and Instagram. Yeah, we have an Instagram as well.
Oh yeah,
we have.
Okay, I'll say the most recent album is called Leviathan. Leviathan's the most recent album. That's so all the links are in the blog down below. The blog post down below takes you to my blog. It's got all the links for Evilon. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on iTunes. How is streaming? Are you getting? Have you had your 20 pence from iTunes and Spotify?
I don't know. I haven't seen one single cent.
Yep.
Do you know how many streams you've had?
I don't know. It's not that many, but we have over 1,000 streams on a couple of songs. But as you said, we do it because we love the music, not because to earn money that way.
No, we don't expect to earn a lot of money. We want to be able to. We love playing for people and playing live, and we want to get around playing more and people to get to know us. And I think we make very good music. So I think it's the same if not more people have heard about it. Yeah, I think a lot more people would enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're going to listen to this video we're going to play out with. I'm sure they're going to enjoy it. But yeah, all the links are down below. Go and share it with your friends. If you enjoy it, you want to help the band, share it with your friends. Tell your friends to check them out as well. Get them to come and look at this interview, and good stuff. So yeah, I'll let you finish off, and we'll play out with your video then. Any last words?
We will play the UK Elric if we have the opportunity. And thanks for playing our music at your station as well.
Yeah,
thank you.
We appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Right, let's play out then with Path of the Damned. Walk of the Damned. I'm almost getting Walk of the Damned. Thanks for coming on. Come and hang out on a Friday night with us again anytime, yeah? Friday night hangout, anytime you want to. Just get in touch. Cheers, guys.
Absolutely. Yes.
Everyone, buy their music, buy their CDs. They'll sign naked pictures of themselves if you buy a CD.
Yeah. Absolutely.